Good evening, everyone. I'm Dia Mehta, branch head of Noida 93. And on behalf of my entire team and fraternity, I welcome you all to today's webinar. And before we proceed any further, I would want to take the opportunity of thanking each and every one of you for the support and the care and the love that you have been extending to us for over the past 6 months. And your presence here today is a testimony to that support. Well, 22nd March 2020, a very iconic Sunday in our lives, right? I mean, a Sunday which I think we would want to remember and probably narrate stories to our grandchildren. A Sunday which turned our life into an absolute 360 degrees change it brought about. And we've all gotten busy trying to reset our family, our household work, our finances, our office work. But parents, today it's not about you, me, or the fraternity that's sitting around here. It's about a young set of individuals who too are battling this situation, for whom 22nd March has brought about a change, an equal dynamic change. For them, there is no swings, no school, no teachers, no friends, nothing. And in their young minds, they're unable to comprehend what is happening. They are fighting, they're juggling the emotions of anxiety, fear, frustration, pain. So is this what we are looking out for them? Is this what we want for them, the development? Or that they fear and they battle it out on their own? Or are we as parents, as adults, together find a solution to bring about a holistic, a healthy development in these children, in our children rather? Without taking any more of your time, I would want to hand over the platform now to Nidhi Arora, Academic Head of Mother's Pride Noida 93. Nidhi has been associated with us for the past 7 years, dealing in child behavior and development. And Nidhi will today probably guide us, and not probably was an incorrect word to be used. Nidhi will surely guide us and give us a way as to how we can ease it out for our children so that we can bring about a holistic, a healthy development even during this unprecedented time. So over to you, Nidhi.
Yeah, thank you, Dia ma'am. So good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. I will start with a quote that if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. So see, COVID, it has hit us in a way that we had never imagined. And we are also unaware of the end point of this pandemic. So how do we manage in the given circumstances? See, our children and the entire education system is impacted. So the basic aim of this discussion today is how to continue the overall growth of our children with the least impact of this pandemic to us. So see, the human life cycle is actually divided into various categories. The age groups that we have given them is like 0 to 2 years, 2 to 5 years, maybe then 5 to 10 years, and teenagers, and so on. So why these groups? We divide into these age categories because these groups behave in a similar growth pattern or some same features, etc. So let me ask you a question first. At what age group does the maximum human brain development happen? Out of these categories, maybe any age group, at what age time does the maximum human brain development happen? So you can write in the chat box. I need to know from parents, how much are you aware? Yes, I'm getting some answers. So what is the age when the human brain development happens at the maximum? So yes, the basic formative years, the age in which 90% of brain of a human develops is in the age category of 2 to 5 years. So parents just see, by the time our children are 5, their brain is nearly full grown. Our children, that means, are in the most crucial age group at this point of time. We cannot afford to miss this growth. we cannot say कि चलो इस साल नहीं पढ़ा तो क्या हुआ, अगले साल पढ़ा देंगे, इतना भी कुछ बड़ा नहीं है, या PhD थोड़ी कर रहा है. This is the colloquial language that we use. So I want to tell you that we need to give them that stimulating environment. These, 2 to 3 years, then 3 to 4 years, and 4 to 5 years. Out of these years, if we miss 1 year, that means 33% of the human brain time development is lost if we are losing this time. So, and this is not some modern day theory I'm talking of. This is actually being designed by God ever since. Let me tell you how the learning of this 2 to 5 year old has evolved over the last few decades. See, 50 years back, there were joint families, and the child used to learn from, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, buas, chachas, neighbors, and there were so many people around. And somebody used to ask, where is the child? So what mom's answer usually would be, वो शायद चाचा के साथ बाहर गया था, या पड़ोसी के घर खेल रहा होगा, like that. So the child had a varied horizon of learning naturally. But now the times have changed. We are in nuclear families, and we can't even imagine. Can you, any of the moms out here, can you really give this answer? It is very impossible for a mother to say these days कि पता नहीं कहाँ है बच्चा, वो किसी के घर खेल रहा होगा, किसी के साथ मार्केट गया होगा. These days, we as parents, these children are so pampered and closed in our arms that we cannot even think of this scenario. So these nuclear family environment, wherein it's only, mother, father, and the child, or maybe a sibling or one more member. So these nuclear family setups and the competitive environment, which is increasing every time, this has given rise to play schools. So basically, at this time where it is nuclear families plus the pandemic, so जो भी थोड़ा बहुत बाहर जाते थे nuclear families में, maybe to the malls or to some relatives or something, that is also not happening. The child is confined into the 4 walls of the house. So this is actually a scary situation as far as learning goes. So this environment of pandemic will have a huge impact on our children, and we cannot afford to miss this growth. Now, what is the solution then? So the only answer, the solution to this is virtual classes. Now, I understand that this is a new concept for everybody, and we have our own apprehensions. So let me first tell you what we as Mother's Pride, we have responded, how we have responded to this situation. Then I'll tell you how these virtual classes are really, in the actual sense, beneficial for the child. Then I also agree that everything has got its pros and cons. So I will also discuss that there are certain disadvantages of virtual classes and how we can minimize the effect of these disadvantages for our children. Okay, so first let me tell you about Mother's Pride. See, we as Mother's Pride were also caught off guard due to this pandemic. And because Mother's Pride has a child development research team, which is by far the largest in India, so we could foresee the criticality of this situation. We were quick to respond, and amongst the first one to start visual learning for playgroup, pre-nursery and nursery. See, higher classes with virtual learning and virtual classes were going on. But then Mother's Pride was the first to start online classes for playgroup, pre-nursery and nursery. And our research team is constantly working on how to create better online classes, train the trainer programs. Then we are redesigning the curriculum. See, the real-time scenario when the child used to come physically to the school, that scenario and online classes, these two are of course different. So we are redesigning the curriculum accordingly. Then we are also working on the lesson plan amendment. Mother's Pride, as I'm sure you all must be knowing, it is the most loved and awarded play school of India. Here we have intellectual development, socio-emotional development, language and speech fluency, storytelling, rhyme sessions, creative development, aesthetic appreciation, yoga classes, taekwondo classes, dance sessions, and various celebrations. So this is about Mother's Pride that I asked you, I told you that I'll be telling about. Now I have another question here. During this pandemic time, is your child getting enough social exposure at home these days? You know, as a parent, you might be teaching your child at home. My question is your child getting enough social exposure at home these days? Please write in the chat box. So the basic answer is no. The child will not be able to get enough social exposure during this time. So our focus developmental areas as Mother's Pride School, I'll just jot them down in front of you, is number one, exposure. Now, exposure of a child attending these classes vis-a-vis a child who learns at home through ad hoc is obviously very different. Then the confidence of a child is increased.
So I'll, in the interim period till the time Nidhi is not around, I'll just try and fill up. I mean, she's into it, so she would have been a more appropriate person to have been discussing this. However, when we talk about the online classes and how we are talking about, online does not mean, or a growth does not just mean in terms of learning ABCD and your numbers and your rhymes. So we at Mother's Pride, obviously, we are trying to give them the exposure to build about a confidence in the child, to bring about punctuality. The very fact that the classes are going to be held at a particular schedule, a proper schedule, a weekly schedule is being shared with parents on every Sunday, where we tell you as to what would be the activities that are going to be conducted during the week, how are we planning to conduct it, and what are the timelines that we are going to be following. Now, the very fact that as a parent, seeing the anxiousness or the the anxiety to have the child attending the class, the child himself or herself wants to come about it and join the class. So we bring about a punctuality online classes. But otherwise, if I see my own children, there are times when they are in their night suit and pajamas till almost 11 in the morning. So once you're with the class, yes, a day begins, you wake up at a particular time, you finish your morning activities, you know you're supposed to meet your friends, you know you're supposed to meet your teachers. So a sense of punctuality, a sense of discipline is definitely coming about. When you are attending a class, there are going to be certain guidelines, certain rules which you have to follow, be it a physical class or an online class, in either both ways. When we talk about authentic appreciation, yes, when it is just when a child is coming in, we all work for appreciation. I think there is, whenever someone motivates us, just a simple word, oh, that was good, oh, you're sounding nice. At this age, at my age too, I feel very proud, and there is a boost of energy that comes into it. So when we talk about the little ones, the moment you say, oh, wow, Raghav, that's looking nice. Oh, welcome, Raghav. How are you doing? It's a break from the regular monotony, and the child is looking out for that. And you as parents will see that there would be a different sort of a boost in his or her morale. They look forward to it. If we talk about our present children, they are waiting for their turn where Sonia ma'am or Saima ma'am are going to be coming on the screen and, appreciating that. A simple appreciation as to what are you wearing or what is this? Oh, that was so well delivered. It's such a boost. I find it a confidence boost to myself. So I can jolly well imagine what happens to these young ones. And then we have our, other than the normal things going on, there are developments of the cognitive developments that we surely do look into. So they have a better understanding of situations also happening around them. Now, when we talk about what have we done till now, it's been almost since mid of April, when these online classes started off, when we started sending out our e-modules, we've covered close to more than 100 odd classes have already been covered. So are we saying the children, so the syllabus that needed to be covered, the syllabus that needed to be conducted is being done at the pace that we can give? Yes, even our children have taken time to adjust to it because it's as new for them and it's a drastic change. The 360 degrees change is huge for them as we talk about, but they have started gradually adjusting to it, have learned, be it in terms of recognition of letters, numbers, colors, concepts. We do have, to break the monotony for them, we have holding regular storytelling sessions, which are dramatized with puppets and hand puppets and other toys with them. Rhyme recitation, we even have conducted our presentations in terms of children coming together and having their recitation sessions. Art and craft, the most looked out for class when it comes to the children, because they get to showcase their creativity, and it's really a moment of pride when they have that craft item in their hands. We've had parents who've come back to us saying that, I know it gets a bit annoying for parents also that all the cutting and pasting has to be done. But for children, not just does it help in their motor skills development, but they look forward to the art and craft sessions. Along with that, we are conducting our yoga classes. There are taekwondo sessions happening, dance sessions happening, and of course, celebrations and events. From celebrating Father's Day, Mother's Day, we've celebrated together with our little Prideens, we've celebrated the International Tiger Day. We have come across and gone ahead with the Labor Day, not just a platform where the child can showcase the talent, but also gets an opportunity to learn about the event. Now, Nidhi has joined us back, so I'm handing over the platform to her all over again.
Yeah, ma'am. So yeah, as Dia ma'am has quoted, we have almost done all of this so far. And what all we have said previously, let me support all of that with some glimpses from our online classes, some pictures that I can show you from our online classes. So can anybody, Dia ma'am, are you able to see the birthday celebration slide?
I'll stop my this thing, just one sec. You can share yours now.
Yeah. So parents, what all we have shared in pointers right now, we will be sharing with you some glimpses of what we have conducted over these 100 classes, almost 100 classes during the online sessions. So Dia ma'am, is birthday celebration slide visible to you? Okay. So, this is an online birthday celebration wherein all of us, teachers and the peer group, everybody makes their own cake. They get some bread, some chocolate, syrup and something, and we tell them how to layer them and make it into a cake, cold cooking. And then the birthday child blows the candles. We all sing a happy birthday song and he or she cuts the cake. So these are just two simple photographs I've put in for you. Then we celebrated Yoga Day, Doctors Day, wherein they also got an insight of being COVID warriors themselves. Then Eid celebration. This Eid is the previous Eid which has gone by. And by the way, today is also Eid. So I wish everybody a very happy Eid, Eid Mubarak to everyone. So this is Eid celebration that has happened previously. I did not get the time to put the celebrations that have happened this week. We have celebrated Friendship Day. We have celebrated Raksha Bandhan already and International Tiger Day. So this is what we have already done this week, and I was not able to incorporate those pictures here. And we are very well prepared for the upcoming celebrations like Janmashtami and Independence Day is around the corner. So our children are always a part of it. Then letter A, this is a part of curriculum, red color, splash pool party. So this was the most enjoyable and the most cherished party that our children have had, and they were not ready to, just go off screen. So parents, you just saw how beautifully our kids are growing. And all our current parents also participate along with these children with full enthusiasm. So we have had a survey of our current parents and asked them various questions. So we asked them whether they find that the vocabulary of their child has become better in the last 4 months. So 95% of our parents have strongly agreed that yes, there is improved vocabulary of new words in my child. And then we asked them about focus and discipline. So 71% of parents have agreed that yes, children are more focused and disciplined because of the classes. Fine motor skills, yes, 91% agreed that there is good fine motor skill enhancement in in the children, because we work on techniques like tearing and pasting or finger gym exercises, how to hold the crayon or the pencil with a tripod hold, or some beads and thread exercises. So this enhances their fine motor skills, which is the most important skill in between the age of 4 to 5 years, or maybe 3 to 5 years. Then, of course, confidence. 93% of our parents have agreed that yes, my child has become more confident in social interactions. So parents, mother's pride, as always, works on the holistic development of the child. Now, we have listed all the advantages of online classes and how these classes can help your child. Now, let us come to the point which bothers most of our parents, that, there is screen time and there is very less physical activity during online classes. So let's take the point of physical growth first. I understand that there is less physical growth as compared to the real-time scenario when the child was physically coming to the school. I totally agree to the point. Now, here comes my next question. Just answer this question in the chat box, please. That, today is 1st August. If I say during the current scenario, when the COVID cases and everybody is aware of the news, so I say that we are opening the schools from 5th of August. Okay, so 5th of August, you can send your children with masks, sanitizers, and gloves, and we'll sanitize the entire school. So will you send your child to school if school reopens from 5th of August? So please write in the chat box who all are willing to send their children to school from 5th August, considering the current scenario. Aaj 1st August hai, aap bhejenge. So the answer is no. Nobody will send their children to school. So school to bhejna nahi hai. But jo growth and development hai, that should also not stop. So the solution is let them attend these online classes. I have told you the benefits. You all are already aware of the benefits. As far as the physical thing is concerned, which we cannot attain by sending our children out, so what we can do is the things I have quoted: yoga classes, then taekwondo classes, Zumba sessions, and breathing exercises. So all these things that we have, when the teacher, along with all the peer group and the child, is dancing on some dance number, so the child automatically becomes interested. So we as mother's pride, or as during online classes, give an inclination towards that physical activity. Now, of course, it is for parents to do that activity at home, and afterwards, if you practice these activities that are being done during classes, if you do them at home, the child does them more enthusiastically. So this is an inclination that is being provided. So basically, I have catered to your problem of physical activity. Now let's come to another point which bothers my parents the most, is the screen. Screen time बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, and it affects the eyes of my child. Okay, so let me give you some tips about how to have minimum effects of screen time on the eyes of our little one. Number one is adjust the brightness of the screen, and number two is adjust the lighting of the room. Sir, I would like to ask, am I audible, sir, clearly?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. All right. So, these first 2 points that are visible on the screen are the most neglected by the parents. And parents, let me tell you that if you follow the first 2 points, which is adjusting the brightness of the screen and the lighting of the room, 60% of the strain on the eyes of your children will be reduced. And this has been researched by the team. So please follow them. Then there is a 20-20-20 rule, wherein after every 20 minutes, let the child look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Alternatively, you can just rub the palms until they get warm and put the cups of these palms on the eyes of your child and count till 20. So, this way you will also, your child gets to learn till 20. So it's a 2-in-1 thing that you can do. Then right posture of sitting is also very important. The eye alignment with the screen. If that happens, then at least 50 to 60% of the eye strain gets reduced. So parents, if you follow the first 4 points only, then also 50 to 70% of the strain will get released. Then create a clutter-free place for your child. It should be a professional looking place, no messing around. The child should feel that, yes, this class is important. Join the class sharp on time. Let children wear comfortable, smart casuals during the class and not in their night suits or with messy hair and all. Minimize the distractions during classes and recapitulate all the concepts which are done during online classes. If we follow all the previously said things along with these tips, then finally we have better growth and development for our children. Lastly, dear parents, I want to tell you what we as Mother's Pride School commit to you as a parent and for your children. These are the same things that the school is committing, what I've told you as benefits of attending online classes, that the child will become more confident, comprehensive, cognitive development will be there, better speech, more exposure, disciplined, understand group learning by taking turns, understand the value of time and a good peer group. And all of this with the best of the environment that you cannot get elsewhere. So at the end, the bottom line is that, all these things are said and done. They are only possible with the collaborative efforts of school and the parents together. So finally, dear parents, I want to conclude my presentation by saying that, we have no idea how this virus is going to play out. Everybody is making their own guesses. People are saying that it has already mutated into different forms, when the vaccine is going to be out. So only guesswork and assumptions are going on, and we only have to wait. And, when we wait, the best thing to do is to upgrade ourselves. Upgrade ourselves meaning upgrade ourselves as in parents and upgrade our children. So when we come out of this, our children as well as us, we all must be at least, 10% more fitter, 10% more sharper, and 10% more balanced. So the conclusion is that let us upgrade ourselves and let our children be groomed correctly. So basically, I want to empower you with this strong thought or information that do not let your child sit idle. As the saying goes, even if you are at the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there. So just keep moving. You cannot say, "Jo hoga dekha jayega." We have to keep upgrading ourselves. And at last, parents, one more thing for especially moms, although all the parents out there, but I think especially moms, that, you need to just relax and chill. I'm saying that you do the best for your child, but once in a while, just take a day off. You can just, ignore your child completely for a day, and you can say a no to him or her. This is important for you because, it will keep you relaxed and sane, and then you can come up with full energy the next day. And also this will help your child in a big way, because your child should also know how it feels when somebody ignores him or her, or what how it feels when somebody says a no, because your child is also going to go into the outside world sooner or later, and then there he will have to face rejections. He will have to, he or she will have to face a no, or people ignoring him or her. So give a holistic development and overall development of all the emotions, so that your child also emerges, stronger when they go out. So just take a chill pill every now and then, because a happy parent is equal to a happy child. So whenever we come out of this pandemic situation, we must be well equipped and in good spirit. On that note, I would like to say a big thank you to all the people who have attended the webinar. And now we are open for the interactive sessions if somebody has any kind of questions for us. Thank you.
Hi Nidhi, I'm Swati this side, Brian's mother.
Yeah, hi ma'am.
I just wanted to ask one thing, that I'm a working mom and my husband also working. We both will start going office from Monday onwards most probably. So how are we going to manage with these online session of our kids?
Okay, so you're saying that both the parents are working and you find it
Right.
difficult to find out time. See, ma'am, this is an unfortunate situation of a pandemic wherein we all are confined. In fact, most of us do not have our maids at home also. So there is all the more pressure of, working and household chores, everything is on us. So being moms, being moms and being parents, nowadays husbands are also pitching in very well with, every chore of the house. So we have to find out some time for our children. We have been working ever since, and we have been going to offices and our children are going to school. So we would be working on one laptop here, and your child may be working, attending classes somewhere. So parents need to, take out some time. Timing adjustment is possible with the help of coordination with the teachers, and some adjustment of time. There are various sessions. So whichever session suits you the best, you can, maybe take on that session. But timing has to be worked out by the parents themselves.
Thanks Nidhi, but my question was that I will be going to my office and my husband will also be going to the office, and the child will be here at home with his grandma, and she doesn't know, she is not that technology उनको इतना updated नहीं है, so she won't be able to let him attend that online session. So I'm just confused that what to do in that scenario. Do you have such queries from other parents too?
Okay. See, currently we do not. You are the first one to be quoting this. Maybe there are other parents also. See, ma'am, operating these days with technology is quite simple. If you can just, I don't know how the grandmother of the child is. So if you can just tell them to mute and unmute, and when how to open is just a click of Microsoft Teams. So when they click on Microsoft Teams, the screen opens, and then all the parents that are there in the classes, what they do is mute and unmute. And yes, we can very well coordinate with the class teachers, so that they also know that this child is not accompanied by the parent. So teachers will take care of the child in their own ways.
Okay,
I think
thanks for that.
technology nowadays are quite simple. I think with little bit of efforts to explain it to the grandmother, she shall be able to operate and help the child. And maybe you can take
Yeah,
help of phone, give a call to her, and if she's finding any problem, then maybe explain that what needs to be done on laptop or
Yeah,
on desktop.
we'll try to do it. Yeah, you are right. We have to do it because online classes are anyways good for a child. We can't afford to, make him absent on those classes.
I'm sure it will be double bonanza. Even grandmother will learn how to operate on internet and
Huh.
on various things.
True, true.
Shelly this side. I want to
Okay,
ask
great.
how long will the classes will be? What are the durations of class?
I would please request parents, those who are not asking the questions, maybe please mute yourself. There's a little disturbance. We are not able to hear.
So Nidhi, I think one of the parent was asking what is the duration of the session?
Okay, so currently we are having 2 classes every day from Monday to Friday, and each class, I can hear some disturbance. I would please request everyone to please mute yourself. I would request everybody to please mute themselves. Yeah, so there are 2 classes every day, and each class is for 40 minutes. So there are basically 40 minutes of one class. Then after a break, there is another class of 40 minutes.
Hi, Nidhi ma'am. This is Shikha, Hitakshi's mother. I
Hi,
have a
ma'am.
small query. See, Hitakshi usually sits at one place during the class, but there are some times like she sees other children on the screen and they are not sitting on the place. Maybe they are like playing around or like lying in the bed, or like they are doing different activities. So she's also going into that zone and doing different activities and not sitting like on one place. And I, being a working mother, I'm doing like multitasking right now, doing my other work also and doing her classes also. So that is little struggling in terms of how to make her sit at one place, because if you have 8 children in one class, children will come to one child, she will give her 5 minutes and then she will go to another child, and there are some like 10 to 15 minutes of time that child is not having attention of the teacher, right? Then it is like quite difficult in how to deal with that situation, how to make her sit at one place. If you suggest anything, that would be really helpful.
Nidhi, before you answer, if you can just switch off the slideshow now.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, ma'am, a very valid question. And my answer to this is that this is the fun of learning with the peer group. You know, the children will always, whether they used to come to school or wherever they are, these kind of catching from other children, it cannot be avoided. Sometimes children, when there are children who are doing better than the child, so the child grasps those things also. If there are children who are doing some notorious things, so the child will catch that also. And this is how they get an insight to the outside world. You know, right now they're too small and they are always in the confined areas of our arms. And maybe if they come to school also, so it is only school and then back home. When they grow up, they get to the outside ugly world also, if I may say. So basically the child is catching everything. And this is the beauty of online classes, that there are various other children, so the child is getting an exposure, a social exposure, not one-to-one like a YouTube thing or something. It is a exposure where are all real children, those who are naughty, who keep running around, whereas Hitakshi is sitting at one place. So they also see that how the world is around, how other children are. So this is also a part of holistic development. As far as your question of how you will manage it, so, as parents, we need to keep guiding. In fact, those children who are running around, they also need to be guided. So sometimes they can get the leeway of running around. Sometimes they should sit also. It's not that every time very sincerely they have to sit. Sometimes, as I told, that mothers also need to take a chill pill. Sometimes ignore the child. Sometimes take a day off. So similarly, sometimes let them learn that, okay, being naughty is also fun. So someday if Dakshi is running, or maybe if she's seeing, so she's getting smarter in a way. And plus you, as good parents, and as we have seen children sitting very nicely, so with parents guidance, they will be able to still grasp everything. So I feel that managing your office and child can be a challenge for you, that parents have to work out with some, maybe like the previous question, mother-in-law is there, so we need to work out these solutions ourselves at home some way or the other. And but otherwise, with children, don't take too much of stress, just let it be, and you can always talk to them.
And Mrs. Shikha, I would also like to say, I mean, I'm sorry to have intervened within the question. Children learn best when they play. Let them be their best. Don't restrict them. They are supposed to learn that way. And as Nidhi had just shared in her presentation also, that, we've had parents whom we have interacted with, and the graphs also show that there has been an improvement. Because as new as online is for us, it's absolutely new for the children. So the curiosity, the anxiety, the wanting the learning thing, it's everything new for them. So let them play. It's our responsibility as teachers, we take it on, that let them play. Our activities are developed in such a way that children will just learn through those playway activities only. Unlike the usual things, the activities are all catered to that, and there has been an improvement. So don't worry, we are there here for the children, and we would be ensuring that you see a development in the child.
Thank you so much, teachers. I think you have guided us very rightly. Thank you so much for answering the query.
One more thing I want to know, what will be the fee structure of these online classes?
Mrs. Gupta, right?
Yes, Shelly this
Yes.
side.
Yeah, Mrs. Gupta, what we'll do is for this particular question, we'll have our team getting in touch with you, right? I mean, we have your numbers and everything. So that would be discussed with you on, I mean, probably on Monday or Tuesday. We'll definitely touch base with you. Don't worry on that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right? Yeah.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah.
What's happening is that while we are trying to attend the class, trying my child to attend the class, but she's quite distracted, and she doesn't really want to sit through the class, one, and she always remains out of all the conversations and tries to stay away from the computer as far as possible. And while with a school environment, when the parent or the parents are not around, the child might listen to her teacher, and tries to take instructions and discipline herself a bit. But at home, I'm sure it's very easier said than done. She just gets distracted and does her own things. She just does not listen to sit through the class or do some activities which are prescribed for her. So what to do in such a situation?
Nidhi, would you want to take on, or?
See, sir, we understand that most of the children, see, for anything, any new thing that comes up, children take time to adapt to the situation. In fact, we as adults, we take time to get acquainted to a certain thing. So here I would say that patience is the key. We have seen that our current children who have joined these online classes since the beginning, since April. So there were many children, we used to get queries from parents that they are not sitting in front of the camera. They are just, shying away from the computer, not talking to the teacher, not responding. So these were the queries. It takes time. It does. Child has a habit of running away from everything. When you feed him food, he would not sit at one place and eat. We have to keep moving, around the child every time. So these children take some time, but if we are sincere enough to do this as a task, that yes, we will make them attend online classes, just, have them attend the class regularly from day one. Don't take any absenteeism from the child until unless he or she is unwell. And you will see that within a week's time, the child has become 10% better in sitting at one place and not and taking interest or comprehending from the teacher. But there will not be much of a difference in the first week. Then you will see, but you have to be patient and firm and confident that I will be making the child sit every day, and you have to sit along with him. And the next week you will again notice that there is at least 20 to 30% improvement, and some children get adjusted easily, maybe in a week or 10 days. Some children may take a month. This has been a trend, and we have been in this industry for the last so many years. So we have seen some children might take long, but there has been no child who would not get streamlined and be able to comprehend. So it may take a while, maybe a month in your case, I'm not sure. But then you will see that children will at some point of time not even need you as a guidance to attend these online classes. They just need to know mute and unmute, and they attend, they comprehend. Teacher says, okay, get me any red color object. They rush, they get a red color object, show it to the teacher. It might take time, but it will definitely happen. And the trend so far, we have asked questions from our parents. We have seen the growth of our own children who are studying here, and this has happened. The leap has happened. So I'm sure in your case also, it is surely to happen.
I definitely agree with you completely. It's just that it's taking some bit more time with Laya. But she has shown some interest of late, and hopefully with engagement with the teachers, she'll be able to develop more discipline into that. Any advisory would you have in terms of, there's apart from the sessions that we are having online, any advisory that parents need to follow, to inculcate such a habit within the children to have such a discipline, sitting in front of virtual classes and attending them?
Yeah, so there are certain pointers that I'll ask the class teacher maybe to forward it to you. Also, I would suggest that if you can anytime speak to the teacher personally and to maybe the academic head or the branch head, so that we can, help define a path for the child, so that we can have some one-to-one sessions before the online, the peer group class. So this also helps. We have done it for quite a few children of ours. So maybe if you can speak to us individually after the call, maybe in 1 or 2 days, then we can decide on certain points so that we lay a path for the particular child.
Sure, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi Nidhi, this is Vinod. I am Ayan's father. So as the parent before me mentioned that her child was, previously like they were attending properly. But in case of mine, there is some difference. So my son used to sit very properly in front of the screen and all. But my son has one habit of like, calling the teacher. So if he does something, he wants the teacher to show, right? But because of some limitation on the screen, only 4 people are visible at one time. Even we tried to, figure out with the class teacher also, but the class teacher told me that is her limitation because only 4 people can be seen at once. So what had happened is initially he used to sit, he used to show his interest, but overall going forward, what has happened is when he tries to connect with teacher and share some which he wants to do him, like suppose he says write A, so if he tries writing A and tries to show the teacher, the teacher is not able to answer. So even we have also experienced, like we all are working from home, we can find out time to see what the child is doing. We generally tend to like observe from a distance, like we don't want to distract them. But what happens is like there are 4-5 students which the teacher starts, like teacher only takes the name of the 4-5 students only. So sometimes it happens like the child comes to me and say, Papa, see, not like, teacher is not looking at me, not answering me. So can you just have something for this also? Because I think if my child were like given just a second or 1 minute also, we were like today we are having challenges that he doesn't sit in front of the system and all. So we have to like, no, we have to sit, we have to sit. So sometimes what happens, he just runs away and closes the doors in the other door. So this is what we are facing. So in case you can do something for this also, it would be very grateful for us.
Yeah, I got your question, sir. I would first request all the parents to mute themselves. Thank you. Okay, sir, definitely your point is well taken. And this is what we are here for. In case parents are facing some kind of a problem, or maybe this happens in the school scenario, in the real time scenario also, when there is a class full of children, and some child is wanting to say something, the other child is saying, teacher is also busy teaching. So this happens in a general school scenario everywhere, that children, I feel every child feels कि मैम ने मेरी बात तो सुनी नहीं थी मेरी, this happens with my own children also. In fact, my younger daughter would start crying, मैम ने मैंने hand raise इतनी देर किया, मैम ने सुना नहीं. So this happens when there is a group of children together. So but then if this is happening, and if you feel that maybe due to only 4 screens on the phone, if you are taking on a phone, then it is only 4 screens that are visible. So these things can be catered to by just telling the teacher, so that we understand. And this is what we all are here for. You can, anytime, you have our numbers, so you can call us anytime and tell us what you're facing, and that will be sorted in no time. So don't worry about that. And I think the children are doing very well. If they are so keen to show it to the teacher, that itself shows how keen the child is, how interested, and how good he is.
Right.
So
So
definitely,
agreed with it. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am,
yeah,
so
sure,
much
sir.
for addressing this. Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah, just let people around know. You just have to speak out, make a call. That is the only thing you need to do.
Sure, ma'am. Thanks.
Nidhi, I believe Miss Kuhu wants to say something. I think she's been raising her hand.
Oh,
So
okay. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, ma'am, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Anybody who has some questions can unmute themselves and then ask the questions.
I think we should proceed further now.
Hi, this is Prashant. I have a generic question, not related to specific individual child. How do you think these sessions are helpful in terms of there are a lot of sessions available over YouTube, and there are many of these kind of study materials that children can watch. So how would you say, what is the value add that mothers might bring to the table vis-a-vis if the child does similar kind of learning watching YouTube, which is more at their own convenient time rather than sit through a teacher's session?
Yeah, valid question, sir.
Nidhi ma'am, being
Yes,
a
sir.
parent, I answered this question.
Yeah, sure, sir. Why not? Please go
So,
ahead.
so sir, I am, your question is very valid, but I think in this one platform, it is meant for the child only. This is not for a general purpose video. So even we feel like every child today, runs with the mobile and all. But this is one platform where the child is being asked to do something, and he is participating with his mother along with the teacher to do something, which is, I think, two-way communication. So I think it is a bit different in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said. Yeah, so see, sir, yeah, you want to say something?
No, I was just trying to understand that, when somebody spends out some amount of money, I would want to see, how can you quantify their level of benefit? I completely understand this is a temporary phase, right? But, putting out fees versus getting something on YouTube is a different matter. So that's what I was trying to understand. Anyway,
Yeah,
I understand.
understood. Yeah, no, the point is well understood, and quite a valid point, sir. How I would like to answer it, what Mr. Gupta has said is absolutely correct, and I would just add on to that, consider a scenario where the child is watching something on YouTube in his night suits and lying on the bed maybe, or wherever at his or her convenient time. So, at that point of time, the values that I told you, discipline, then punctuality, exposure, and these all abilities, these skills are not getting inculcated into the child. It's just like a video. Now consider a scenario when the teacher is taking a class. So the teacher says, okay, Yuvan, which color is this? Now Yuvan knows that my name is specifically called out. So this is one kind of connection and a bond that happens. The second thing is that when they say, Yuvan says red color. So the teacher says, very well done, Yuvan, very good. Everyone, please clap for Yuvan. So all these children, most of them, they'll clap. And then so Yuvan knows that I am being appreciated. So this is the exposure that Yuvan is getting. This is how Yuvan is getting confident, and this is an authentic appreciation. So Yuvan knows that, okay, it is only me. However, if a YouTube video of red color is running, so wo video chal rahi hai and the child has just gone, somewhere to drink water or whatever, and the video is over by the time he comes. So there is no connect, no one-to-one connect, no comprehension, and these kind of skills. So this, I think, online classes cater much better.
Parents, we are running short of time. Are there any further questions, any doubts, any queries that we can address on this platform today? I mean, we would request if you could please unmute yourself and share your doubts and queries with us.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, we have twins. So sometimes what it happens that they respond when we ask them in normal life, but they don't respond on the screen, like in the virtual class. So, and what happens that they sometimes become naughty or they become cranky when they are not responding.
So as I can understand, you're saying that your child is responding to you at home, but probably has that screen fear or the screen shyness and is not really speaking up on screen, as I understand the question.
Because they have never been to school. Their first school is mobile phone.
Okay.
So they don't know actually what actually the teacher is, what actually class is, what actually school is.
Okay.
And why do they need to answer to someone whom they don't know, they haven't ever met?
Okay.
So they have some shyness. I don't know what actually it is that sometimes they do answer. Nevertheless, teacher is putting a lot of efforts. She asks them a lot of time. She addresses them with very much patience. She's doing very good, a commendable job, I would say. But yes, my kids, they become sometimes naughty and they just don't want to answer or do anything. And it was the case that when the number of students were less, they were active at those times. That is totally just my observation. It could be wrong. I may be wrong. But yes, when the students were less, so attention was obviously given more. The time to per student was a bit higher as compared to nowadays. And secondly, now the class time has increased to approximately 2 hours. So don't you think that screen time is also increasing for them? How beneficial is it, or how harmful it can be for the kids?
Okay, I think I'll just break the question a bit too much. I mean, I'll break the question into parts and answer. When it comes to coming on screen, if I can just share a personal experience, it took my colleagues and Nidhi and even my seniors to pep me up that yes, you have to come in front of the camera and speak. This is my biggest fear that I have. I have a camera fear and I don't come. So when we talk about a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, it's absolutely fine. If they don't want to speak on the camera, it's absolutely fine. They will. It's absolutely new to them. So we have to give them that time that they adjust to this new methodology, new understanding. It is a temporary phase.
But it takes a lot of effort.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of effort from mothers as well.
Okay, no, don't worry, because like Nidhi shared, when it comes to particular children who are facing this concern, teachers can connect up with them offline, have them get that comfort zone, create that bond, which is probably right now they are unable to find that connect, and then they start off. So we just have to be a bit patient with them. I know as parents also, it gets too taxing at times. So just let us know, be in connect with the teacher, and just coming on board for the 4-2-hour class is not enough for us, right? We are connected with the children, and teachers themselves will connect up with them on WhatsApp, create that comfort zone, and Nidhi is there to support us in all these parameters. Now, when we talk about the increase in the time limit, right? If you have gone through the schedule, we are trying to we don't just want to concentrate on just learning numbers and colors and shapes. let's just make it fun. They're unable to go out, they're unable to do anything, and then all that we do is padhai kar lo. And I really don't think it's fair. The timetable has been designed, or the schedule has been designed in such a way that we are giving breaks. So it's not a continuous to us. We are very much particular because the health, the safety, the security of the children is the prime focus. Now, even when we go on for our physical classes, Mother's Pride primarily is focusing on the safety, security, and the health of the children. And we will not do anything that will hamper it. So we design our classes in such a way that a break is given, the monotony is broken, and the child can continue. And I think Nidhi would be also can share her inputs because she is monitoring the classes and the children. So probably she can also give her inputs on this particular thing.
Yeah, so we have already designed our curriculum for this month, in which the first class is going to be the conceptual class and the second class is going to be the co-curricular class. So it is only one first class, which is basically the concept-based class, and the second class that we have will more be on the physical activity side, the physical aspects, which is yoga or maybe a taekwondo class or something. We have already worked on that, and as told by me, we are redesigning the curriculum because we as Mother's Pride were also caught off guard. For these tiny tots, we have to redesign the curriculum. So we are in a constant process of developing the curriculum in a way that is beneficial for the children in every sense. So the second class most probably henceforth would be activity based only, as in the physical activity. Maybe a Zumba class, a dance class, a taekwondo class, some art and craft session, or maybe some puppet show by the teachers and all that. So this, I think, would help in, the screen time as quoted by.
Okay. These two classes have already been implemented and they are going as such only. That first class is curriculum and second is activity based.
Right, sir. So we are basically enhancing it more and giving our best so that the second class is completely physical and no concepts or something like these days. Some few concepts are also told in the second class, or sometimes the children are sitting only. So we are planning so that our children do not sit at one place. They just jump or do some punches of taekwondo all through that 40 minutes. So let's,
yes, but here they just run everywhere and we have to run with the mobile. So it's actually hard work for mothers nowadays.
Exactly. See,
so sometimes it seems that classes are for mothers rather than for kids.
See, sir, this scenario has to be taken with a pinch of salt. And yes, we as working moms handling our, these children, then handling the household chores and our children and everything. So everything is on our head. This is such a new situation that our parents also are saying that we've never seen such a scenario in over 70 years. If their age is 70 years and they're saying we have never seen this scenario. So take it with a pinch of salt, and we all have
That's
to
what
just...
we are hoping, we're trying to cope up with.
Yeah, everyone is.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Can we have a Can we have a sum up because we are running short of time? People have to move on.
Fair enough. Since I don't see any further questions coming, so parents, it was I must thank you all for being here with us, listening to us, and participating with us. And I hope that Nidhi and I together could, address your queries, your anxiety, your fear. Don't worry, we as Mother's Pride are here to help you. Whatever problems you have, in our own way, we'll come up to a solution. This session cannot end if we do not hear Mr. Deepak Adhar. There we have amongst us Mr. Deepak. And introducing Mr. Deepak, I am falling short of words. Deepak sir has been a veteran Navy pilot who took a premature retirement just to pursue his education, and he completed his graduation from XLRI Jamshedpur in HR and strategic management. Well, if that wasn't enough, he then went on to the corporate sector to shake up the HR department, the admin department, the IT, and why leave out CSR. Thereafter, presently, he is now associated with Pigus Academy, who deals in consulting and student development program. And he's closely helping out children of universities and schools in Shivnadar. There is IMT Ghaziabad, there is Bennett University, Brij Mohan Lal Munjal University, and Mother's Pride. Deepak sir is a trained trainer in from Learning Without Walls. He is into theatre. He's a writer. He is a national level horse rider. And why forget golf? And I'm exhausted. And Deepak sir, I'm sorry if I've missed out any points. So over to you, because the session just cannot end until and unless we hear some words from you.
Thank you so much, Diya. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I had hoped to speak for a little longer, but I think we are all running out of time. So I'll just limit myself to whatever was discussed here. So I found one of the questions, especially what Prashant raised, was really amazing, and which was a return on investment, and why not a YouTube, and why when it can be done at my convenience, at my time, in my choice, rather than go through Mother's Pride and so invest so much of money. So I'm just reminded of how it was in ancient India, when even the kings sent their children, the princes, to the Gurukul, out of the palace, rather than calling the teacher to the palace to teach them. Because apart from what you learn when you have that passive, you just flick the switch and have the YouTube, and you see what it is talking about, whatever concept. But there are so many implicit things that you are missing out on. Like, one, you have to be time bound, because the class is going to happen only then. So whereas YouTube is at my choice, at my convenience. So life doesn't go as per my convenience. I have to adapt myself, and that is what I learn when I, attend school. So at home, my parents will adapt everything, because I'm the only child there. I'm the center of their life, and whereas here the child starts learning for the first time that the child has to adapt to the environment. So that's an implicit learning which you would not get if it's just a download from YouTube. The next was, again, as she said, that even dressing up, you can't be in your pajamas, lying in the bed. There is a certain decorum that has to be maintained. So you learn to dress up and show up on time, and that's what is expected out of you as an adult when you grow up. So this is a learning which you can't get in a passive environment, like watching a video. This has to be in an active environment like this. The new education policy released by Modi ji just this week has also mentioned that the learning starts from, and while the psychologists say it is 2 to 5, but the Indian education policy has said 3 years, and that is the target that they are having, that they need to positively start the education of a child by 3 years. So the child, I mean, that's what the psychologists say, that in that 2 to 5 is the place where the foundation happens for things like emotional intelligence, things like my adaptability in society. So cognitive things like ABCD and 1, 2, 3, or physics or geography or general knowledge or stuff, all that can be learned even later. But these things, the questions that parents were raising, that my child does not get a positive stroke, and if the teacher doesn't mention the child's name, then my child gets upset, that and feels bad. So there should, so that's it. At home the child is the center. The parents are constantly, they'll drop everything for the child. But in the real world, your peers, they don't treat you like that. You learn to negotiate for screen time. You learn to be heard in the noise. And that is something that you have to learn, and you can't just throw a tantrum for that. You have to develop those abilities on what can you do and how can you. And these are, they cannot be taught by a book. They cannot be taught through a curriculum. These are experientially learned, and that experience happens only in a peer environment. So ideally, yes, but for this virus, the children should have been going to preschool, and that's what they had been going. I think the debate right now which has become is, now that it is a virtual environment, so do we still go or we don't go? So I just look at it like that, that with the virus having come in, the need for preschool and attending preschool has not been diluted. All that has changed is that the medium has changed. We can't send the child to school, so it has to be virtual. And the way the world is also going from now is, I think this is going to be the new normal. Very few organizations are going to be getting back into physical, and wherever they can afford and it is possible, the mode of business is going to be virtual from now on. So in fact, that's all the more better that the children who are attending virtual preschool are getting used to things like, camera shyness that Dia ma'am spoke about. So just imagine that at a 3-year-old age itself, having sat in front of a webcam and spoken, that child would have overcome something which ma'am has been struggling with at this age. So similarly, even screen time, if we are saying 2 hours and things like that, if the life is going to be in front of the screen, so then that patience and that stamina, as I would call it, to be able to sit in front of a screen will need to be built up. And this is the time when the muscles of that stamina are going to be built up. Next comes is, virtual etiquette. So as the world has changed, to this digital environment, even adults are struggling with virtual etiquette. Organizations with whom I'm doing programs always ask me, can you do something for, improving virtual etiquette, because somehow we just don't have it amongst our people. Even if you see in any social media group also, like a WhatsApp or something, basic etiquettes are not followed because we were not used to it in our time. So because we never saw it in our childhood, it's something new. So we have not yet, grown to. Whereas these children are now getting an opportunity to start working in a virtual environment where they, learn that. So I'm so glad that actually the next generation who have seen the virtual environment from their preschool, play school days itself are going to be, the pioneers who are going to really, really take, the virtual etiquette and virtual behaviors to the next level. So behaviors in physical domain happened face to face. In the virtual domain, behaviors will still remain, emotions will still remain. All that is going to happen is that they are going to be expressed on the virtual domain. So, inputs also and stimulus to your emotions will also come from the virtual domain, and expression will also be there. So therefore, I think a virtual environment being the new environment, it is all the more critical, that children don't miss out on this opportunity. So, that's all I can say, that I think it's all the more important now with COVID that the virtual part be part of our children's life. So I think, one should not miss this opportunity. And if we do prevent them from this kind of a virtual environment, I think we would be probably setting up our children for, handicap.
Thank you so much. Pleasure, sir.
Thank you, parents. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amardeep, sir. Thank you, Vijay, sir.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for joining us, and you've been a lovely set of parents. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for your
It was
time.
lovely to have.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.